If you're struggling with grief, you're not alone. At mydogdied.com, we understand the pain and are here to support you. Visit us today and find comfort, guidance, and a community that cares. We received a letter from someone who's lost their pet and have allowed us to share their story so that it will help other listeners deal with the loss of their pet. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. Today's letter comes to us from John, a 33-year-old from Arcata, California. He writes about a small dog with a big soul, Otis, his 7-year-old French bulldog. As I read John's words, I invite you, whether you've loved and lost, or are just listening with a tender heart, to pause and honor the quiet presence our dogs bring into our lives. Dear Don, I don't know how I ended up at mydogdied.com. Maybe it was the late night Googling, the kind you do when your chest aches and you're trying to outrun silence, or maybe it was grace. Either way, I landed here. And I wanted to share Otis with someone who understands. Otis came into my life during a lonely time. I had just moved to Arcata, knew no one, and was working from home. The apartment felt empty. When I first met Otis at a local rescue, he waddled over, looked me in the eye, then flopped over and pretended to be asleep just like that. I laughed, then cried a little. That was Otis. Funny, dramatic, a showman when it suited him, but the gentlest of souls. We shared everything. Morning coffee on the deck, evening walks through the redwoods, and on stormy nights, Otis would burrow under the covers, snore like an old man, and somehow make the world feel safe. He had this little game. If I called his name when he didn't want to come, he'd collapse wherever he was and play dead. I'd walk over, kneel beside him, and whisper, "Otis, I see you." He'd open one eye, sigh like I'd ruined a perfectly good performance, and roll over for a belly rub. That was our thing. And then one morning, I noticed he was breathing funny, lethargic, not eating. We went to the emergency vet. Nothing obvious. But that evening, as I was cleaning the kitchen, I caught sight of the bottle of degreaser under the sink, one I'd used with Otis nearby just the day before. It turns out he'd walked through the damp floor before it dried and later licked his paws. The vet confirmed it. Exposure to household cleaner toxicity, liver failure. I didn't know. I didn't know something so routine could be so dangerous. He was gone 2 days later, in my arms, curled against my chest. His body still, but his spirit still so present. The guilt is unbearable. The silence, worse. I keep looking for him. I still step over the spot where he used to lie, faking sleep, waiting for me to notice. Thank you, Don, for this space. Reading the stories of others has been balm, knowing I'm not alone, that the pain is shared, and so is the love. Otis was my companion, my therapy, my laughter, and now he is my ache. But I wouldn't trade a single moment. I just wish I'd had more. Sincerely, John. Thank you, John. I'm just going to take a breath here. Otis sounds like the kind of dog who fills a home with more than just presence. He filled it with personality, with games, with connection. That image of him collapsing in theatrical protest, pretending to be asleep, well, that got me. I've seen dogs do that. It's not just funny. It's trust. It's love, wrapped in silliness. And to lose him like that, suddenly, and from something so common, so everyday, it breaks something in you. Because we all try to be good dog parents. We want to protect them from everything. And sometimes, despite our best intentions, life finds a way to be unfair. John, your guilt is real, and it's understandable. But I hope in time, you'll also remember this. Otis didn't just live. He thrived with you. He was loved deeply and laughed with often. You were his whole world, and that counts for everything. At mydogdied.com, we hold space for stories like yours. Stories where love and grief intermingle, where we honor the dogs who changed our lives by sharing their names, their quirks, and the holes they leave behind. Otis was a once-in-a-lifetime friend, and through your words, he lives on, not just in memory, but in every person who hears this and smiles, maybe through tears, thinking of a similar snoring shadow of their own. So, to Otis, we see you, we honor you, and to John, we hold your heart with care. I'm Don Barnes, and this is mydogdied.com. Be gentle with yourselves and with each other.
Your love for your pet never fades, and neither should your support. If you're grieving, Don't go through it alone. Visit mydogdied.com or call us at 85-5925-2658 and connect with those who truly understand. Healing starts here. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. If you have a story that you would like to tell us, your dog stories at mydogdied.com at gmail.com.